Good morning. Good morning. We have once again arrived at another Monday. And I hope, as always, that the week went well for you and that the weekend was even better. And so this morning, we're going to talk about something that's, in my opinion, a very serious subject. And so I might take just a few more minutes than I usually do, but I guarantee you it'll be worth your time. What I want you to do is look back over this year. Now, some of the things that really stand out are things that are negative, right? Dealing with the pandemic, dealing with the results of the pandemic, dealing with the difficulties in just being able to stay afloat. All of those things are things that come to mind when we think about the goings on of this past year, events that have happened. But for a moment, what I would like you to do, I want you to test yourself. Okay? Now, there's something odd about this particular test, though, because this particular test guarantees that you pass. Okay? And so already I know you're thinking, Marcus, this is an odd setup, but I want you to take this test, okay? And the way that this test is designed is that I want you to look back at all of the positive things that you have done this year. Okay? And what I want you to do is look back to last year. And I want you to see the positive things that you did. And I want you to look at the progress that you made from the year before last to this year. Okay? And now the reason why I'm asking you to do that is because there has to be, and I'm willing to wager that there is some area in your life that you have made great progress in, whether it be your job, whether it be personal issues that you may have been dealing with. There is something in your life that you can look back on and say, I did pretty good on that. So I can be proud of that. And that's the test that I want you to do. And now, why am I saying that I want you to look at yourself a year ago? Why am I saying that? Because, of course, as I mentioned, that's a part of the test. Why am I saying that? Well, what I would like to introduce you to, I'd like to introduce you to a statement that was made by Dr. Betty Chung. Now, Betty Chung is a social psychologist. Actually, she's a doctor in social psychology. And she made a statement, I think, that lines up exactly with the particular subject that we're discussing. So let me share that particular statement with you, okay? Now, notice what she says here. She says the comparison with myself brings improvement. Now, notice this latter part. Comparison with others brings discontent. Right? So when you compare yourself to yourself, then it brings improvement. Because you're looking at things that you could do better on. You're looking at things that you're executing correctly right now. And so you have room to make improvement, and you're motivated to make improvement because you're improving in other areas. But then where's the pitfall? As I mentioned in that second part, comparison with others brings discontent. Okay? And that's the part I want us to focus on for just a moment. So why is that so true? That comparing what I do to what others do brings discontent? Well, for one thing, you have to realize that you are a unique being. You have strengths that no one else on the planet has. But then at the same time, you also have weaknesses that no one else on the planet has, right? So you're a unique being. So comparing your situation or what you've been able to achieve to someone else who is also a unique being is a recipe for discontent. You won't be, you won't value the things that you've done as an individual because you'll be comparing yourself to someone who doesn't have to meet the same standards that you have to meet. There are things within your life that are uniquely suited to your abilities. And those are the things that I want you to focus on. Things that are uniquely suited to your abilities. See, these are the things that we seek to make progress in. Like myself, I'll take myself as an example. One of the things that I really wanted to do at the beginning of this year was to start a podcast. Because I've had many conversations with people in my family, people that I've done services for, and one of the things that always comes up is, man, are you a minister? I guess it's the way I speak. Maybe so. And hearing that so many times, I said, well, maybe I need to start a podcast so that the way that I speak, the way that I carry myself, the message that I espouse is something that can encourage other people. Maybe so. But I think that that's a unique situation that suits my abilities. I have no problem getting in front of the camera and speaking. I have no problem answering questions from individuals. I have no problem stating expressly how I feel about any topic that comes up. It's not that I'm being egotistical, but I think that in a situation where you are uniquely suited for a particular endeavor, it just comes second nature. And so that's one of the things that I'm proud that I was able to accomplish this year. But just like I encourage you to test yourself, I did the same thing. I looked at the positive things that I have done and I compared them to last year, and I must say that I'm very happy with where I am now. But does that mean that there's no room for improvement? Absolutely not. It doesn't. But what it means is that I'm taking this singular opportunity to recognize and acknowledge that I've accomplished some good this year. And I think that that's a powerful way to springboard me and anyone else into the new year. Knowing that you're on track to continue to improve. You're on track to continue to do better than you did the year before. And that's the very definition of improvement. Small increments of moving forward. Small changes that can take a negative situation and turn it into a positive situation. That's what we're focusing on. And it's something that can be done no matter what situation you find yourself in. There's always a way that you can move more responsibly. There's always a way that you can inject more positivity into your life and thereby the lives of others. And so, as I mentioned, test yourself. Test yourself. Make comparison. But when you make that comparison, as we mentioned, be careful. The comparison is between you and you alone. It's not important what your neighbor is doing. It's not important with what other family members are doing. This test is based primarily on you and the comparison between what you were doing last year and what you are doing now. And as I mentioned, I can almost guarantee you that you'll find that there is some progress in some aspect of your life. And so that's something to be thankful for. That's something that you can pat yourself on the back. You can do that because it's necessary. Because I want you to go into the new year positive. I want you to go into the new year with the resolution that you're going to make this the best year of your life. And it can be. But now you understand that means different things to different people. And so whatever it is that helps you to remain positive and that keeps you moving forward, continue to work on it. Continue to work on it. You know that's one of the things we advocate for, being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And it's something that you can achieve. I am a firm believer in the fact that an individual can always improve, and that when they put forth the work and the effort that's necessary, they'll see good for that hard work that they've done. And so that's my thought. I know that the beginning of the year 2022 is fastly approaching, and so we want to start that year off on a good and a solid foundation. I am so very thankful personally that there are so many people who have responded to the message. I'm so thankful that there are so many men, especially, who I get DMs from, and they're thankful that I'm speaking in the way that they can understand. But at the same time, I'm challenging them to be the best version of themselves. I'm challenging them to defy their odds and to become something that will be beneficial to their family, and not only their family, but the whole society, the communities that they occupy. That's the challenge that I have for them. And a lot of the brothers have accepted that challenge. And I'm happy to say that I played a small part in that. So as always, you know what we say, do something positive. It's no different. We're going to say that every week because that's something that I especially advocate for. Do something positive, and I guarantee you that it'll return to you in greater measure. You put positivity out there, it's going to come back to you. Might not come the way that you think it should, but nevertheless, it'll manifest itself, okay? As always, man, I hope that the week goes well for you. I hope that everything that you plan comes to fruition. Well, we love you. Peace.